Now today we will see the method. So first I will explain this, afterwards we can write about this. I will take one example, using that I will explain. Suppose we are having a simplex method, maximize z equal to c1x1 plus c2x2. Say subject to constraint a11x1 plus a12x2 less than or equal to b1, a21x1 plus a22x2 less than or equal to b2, a31x1 plus a32x2 less than or equal to b3. Then x1, x2 greater than or equal to 0. Now suppose this is the given LPP. So if suppose this is a linear programming problem, here instead of maximize, if it was given minimize z, then we would have written this as z dash equal to minus z equal to minus c1 x1 minus c2 x2. So already it is maximize, means first step is we have to check whether it is minimize or maximize. If it is minimize, we have to make it as maximize. Next thing is all the constraints should be less than or equal to. So already here all are less than or equal to. Then next what we do is we will add slack variables to this. So here equations will become a11 x1 plus a12 x2 plus x3 equal to say b1. a21 x1 plus a22 x2 plus x4 equal to b2, a31 x1 plus a32 x2 plus x5 equal to b3. So here x3, x4, x5 are nothing but slack variables which are always positive, are slack variables. Now objective function will be written as z equal to c1 x1 plus c2 x2 plus 0 into x3 plus 0 into x4 plus 0 into x5. This will be the objective function. Now to solve this using simplex method, first thing is we have to write the initial table. So we will write initial simplex table. See, now simply you see this one, afterwards we will write the method. So method will be generalized, that's why here I am explaining it using two variables. So how to write the table? First thing is, first column we are having is CB, then next we are having basic variables, then next we are having XB, then all the variables which are present, those are x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. These are the variables which are present. We will write, first thing is, we will write coefficient of these variables in objective function in the above line. So coefficient of x1 in z is c1, coefficient of x2 in z is c2, x3 is 0, x4 is 0, x5 is 0. Now here CB is nothing but associated cost vector. Associated cost vector will give the coefficient of vector which is present in the objective function. So to write that we need basic variables. So among x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, these are the variables. Among these, xn variables will be taken 0. Remaining variables are called basic variable whose solution will be obtained. So here we have to take x3, x4, x5. Always if we are having 3 equations means here we get 3 rows. 2 equations means we get 2 rows. Now coefficient of x3 we are having 0, 0, 0. Now here when x1, x2, 0, x3 will be b1. xb is nothing but basic solution. So basic solution we get, always it is right hand side of the equations. So b1, B2, B3. Next, coefficient of x1 is A11, x2 A12, x3 1, x3 is present, so 1, x4 0, x5 0. So here we need one more column, so it is denoted as theta. This we will mention in the method. So next, A21, A22. Next here x3 is not present, x4 is present, x5 0. Next A31, A32, x3 0, x4 0, x5 1. So this is the initial table. Now we have to continue this. So here we have to find Zj. So Zj will be obtained as, first we will, yes, Zj will be obtained as Z1 equal to, here we get Z1, Z2. So Z1 will be, we can write CB into XB, actually it is taken 0 into B1 here. Z1 will be taken as 0 into B1 plus 0 into B2 plus 0 into B3. So here A11, we are writing for this now. A11, A21, A31. In this manner we take. So here all are zeros, we get 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 only we get. Next we have to find Zj minus Cj. So Zj minus Cj will be, we are having C1, 0 minus C1 we get minus C1. Here we get minus C2, 0, 0 minus 0, 0, 0. Next, what is the condition for optimality? The condition for optimality is, if we are having Zj minus Cj greater than or equal to 0, we have reached the optimal solution. So here Zj minus Cj is 2 values negative, 3 values 0, means we have not reached the optimal solution. When all are 0 or all are positive or some are 0, some are positive, then we have reached the optimal solution. So here 2 values are negative, means we have not reached the optimal solution. Now what we have to do? Next step is, up to this much we have seen yesterday. Now next step is, among these two we have to take the minimal value. Suppose C2 is minimal. If C2 is minimal, this corresponding column is called as a key column, or it is called as a pivot column. See, listen carefully. It is a difficult method. If you understand, then only you can do it. Here we have obtained Zj minus Cj. If Zj minus Cj values are not positive, all are not positive. If at least one is also negative, we have not reached the optimum solution. So all are here, some are 0, some are negative, means we have not reached the optimum. Among these, take the minimum value. Suppose if we take minus C2 is minimum, then this corresponding column is called as a key column or pivot column. Now, after this what we do is, we will find ratio. Theta is nothing but a ratio. We will find this column. So how this column is obtained means, whatever is key column is there, XB is divided by this key column, means theta will be HB by key column elements. So here what we get, first one. So to do this, there is again one condition. The condition is that this A11, A12, A22, A32 must be positive. Must be positive. If it is less than or equal to 0, then we cannot divide. What happens if we are having in the denominator 0, it will become infinity. So it will become unbounded. So if it is positive, then only we will find the ratio, otherwise we will leave that. We will just give the hyphen to that. So here if suppose all the three are positive, we find the ratio. If it is negative also, we will not find the ratio. Only for positive values we find it. Now the ratio will be B1 by A12. Next row will be B2 by A22. Next B3 by A32. So we will find three ratios. Among these three ratios, whichever is minimum, we pick that. Suppose this value is minimum. Then we pick this row. So we have got key column, now we have got key row. Or we can say that pivot row. When we have got key column, key row, both will be intersecting at one point. So that point is here A22. Means if this is the key row, key column, if this is key row, this is the value which is common. So this value is called as a key element. This value is called as key element, or we can call this as a pivot element. Now this is up to the initial table. Now after completing this table, we will go to first iteration. Okay. Now what we do is, we will first iteration new table we will fill using this old table. Now if we come to old table, here whatever the key column, key row we are having, it means this X4 is leaving the table. It is leaving, and here X2 is entering. So X4 leaving, X2 entering. See, understand the point. So whatever the variable, basic variable we get at key row, that variable will leave, and whatever will the variable we are having at key column, that will enter the basic variable. Now the basic variables will be X3. Now X4 left and X2 entered. So X3, next we are having X2, next comes X5. Then, so whatever will be the key row is there, that is divided by XB value, that is B2, that is divided by key element, so it will become B2 by key element is A2, so B2 by A22 will be the key row, that is divided by key element, so we get B2 by A22. Next we can write A21 by A22. This will be always 1 because key element by key element 1. 0 by anything will be 0. Then this is 1 by A22, 0. Then coefficient of X2 is, now here we can write C2. Here we get C2, X3 is 0, X5 is 0. So it is simple, one example itself. Now other values we have to find. Now how to find other values? So there is a formula to find the other values, that is new value equal to old value minus we will see key element is there, so its corresponding column value, row value we will consider. So that's why there is a formula, old value minus corresponding, I will write it down the next slide. It is written as new value equal to old value minus corresponding value in key row into corresponding value in key column divided by key element. So this is the formula to find each element. Now we will see what will be the corresponding value in key row, key column. If we go to XB, it is B1 and it is B3. So B1, B3 will change now. So we want this value, means new value will be equal to, so this is XB1 we can say. New value equal to old value means B1 minus corresponding value in key row. So corresponding value in key row will be, we are having A11, A12 and corresponding value in key column. See, we are having, see here carefully, this is key row, this is key column. B1 old value minus its corresponding value in key row is B2 into its corresponding value in key column is A12 divided by key element is A22. So this value here we have to write. Suppose it is B1 dash. I will denote this as say B1 dash. See, any doubt in this one? See one more time. To find the new value, we take old value minus corresponding value in key row, corresponding value in key column. So how means, if we take old value say B1, so its corresponding value in key row will be B2. Corresponding value in key column is A12. So the meaning of corresponding is here, when we are in a first row, so it's corresponding row. When we are considering this as a column, it's corresponding column. So it is B2 and A12 always divided by key element A22. So here we have got B1 dash. So if we want this value, say XB3, if we take this as say XB1, XB2, XB3, we can write new value equal to old value is B3. B3 minus corresponding value in row will be B2 into corresponding value in column is A32 divided by A22. We denote this as a B3 dash. So it is B3 dash. And we denote this as a B2 dash. Now similarly, we have to find all these values. Again we have to find Zj minus, first we find Zj, then we find Zj minus Cj. Again we check Zj minus Cj is greater than or equal to 0. If yes, then stop the process. If no, then take most minimum value and again apply the same method. To solve a simplex method, we need to follow certain steps along with a simplex table. First step is formulate the linear programming problem. If directly the formulated linear programming problem is given, then directly we can start solving it. If suppose one complete problem is given in words, we have to construct a linear programming problem. After that, check whether the objective function is maximized or minimized. So once the linear programming problem is given, we will check whether it is maximized or minimized. If it is minimized, we convert the linear programming problem into maximization by writing minimize z equal to minus maximize of minus z. Means multiplying by minus 1, it will become the maximization. Step 2, we will add slack variables for less than or equal to type of constraints, and we subtract surplus variables for greater than or equal to type of constraints. See, when a linear programming problem is there, we may be having number of constraints. So some constraints may be less than or equal to, some constraints may be greater than or equal to. Generally, for maximization, all will be less than or equal to. So it is possible that we may be having greater than or equal to also. So for less than or equal to, we will add slack variables. For greater than or equal to, we will subtract surplus variable. But always the slack or surplus variables are positive values only. So once we make the constraints as equal to whatever variables we have introduced, we have to write that in objective function also. So in the objective function, we will add the slack or surplus variable, but the coefficient of these is, see, if we are having slack variables or coefficient variables expressing in objective function, coefficients are always 0. Next, step 3 is, so up to this much, whatever given linear programming problem is there, that much we have written. Now step 3 is, we are doing that, construct initial table which can be formed by taking slack variables in basic variables. So generally, initial simplex table contains CB first. CB is nothing but it is a coefficient, or we can say cost coefficient. Then next we are having basic variables. So generally, first time when we are solving the problem, slack variables or surplus variables are taken as a basic variables. So and their coefficients are taken as 0 because their coefficient in objective function is 0. Step 4 is, so in simplex table there are many other columns as all the variables. So all the variables values will be filled using the constraints. Then in step 5 we will find Zj. Zj will be obtained as, when we are finding Z1, we write CB1 ith row, that CB1 row into coefficient of this ith value plus CB2 and next value and so on. So hence we find Zj. After finding Zj, we calculate Zj minus Cj. So once we have got Zj minus Cj, now here we are able to check whether we have reached the solution or not. So in step 6, we examine Zj minus Cj sign. If it is greater than or equal to 0, then we are having initial basic feasible solution. So here solution is obtained and we can stop the process. Then what happens? These values which are in XB will be the result. Whatever values present in XB column will give the answer to the given problem. If not, then if some Zj minus Cj less than 0 or all less than 0, then proceed to next step. So what will be the next step? In step 7, we check Zj minus Cj, whichever is minimum. So we take minimum, we have to find Zj minus Cj and we have to check. Now see here. So till now we have seen finding Zj minus Cj. So after finding Zj minus Cj, step 7 is the column with minimal Zj minus Cj or most negative value is a pivot column or a key column. So one particular, in step 6 we find Zj minus Cj. So after finding Zj minus Cj, we check the value. So whichever is the minimum of Zj minus Cj, that is most negative, is considered as a pivot column or a key column. Now we calculate theta by dividing the quantity values xbi with the corresponding numbers in pivot column. So by getting this ratio, we will take minimum ratio. So when we take minimum ratio, that value is considered, sorry, that row is considered as a key row. Means here, suppose if we are having 3 rows, then we will get 3 ratios. Because we are having say B1, B2, B3, each one will be divided by corresponding column values of this. So we get 3 ratios. And here one more point I haven't written. Calculate theta by dividing quantity values with XBR, which should be, or we write in the bracket, negative or 0 values shows unboundedness. Negative or 0 value shows unboundedness. Means we cannot consider that. Now we find ratio, we take minimum ratio. That row will be considered as a pivot row. So the element at which we are having the key column and key row will become key element. So once we get key element or pivot element, we can say that the pivot element indicates the variable that should come into the solution and the variable which can go outside the solution. In step 9, we will create the new table. So in the new table, we are having first step, all the elements of pivot row are divided by pivot element. So one row we will get simply by dividing by key element. Then remaining rows are obtained by finding each and every value by the formula new value equal to old value minus corresponding value in key row into corresponding value in key column divided by key element. So once the new table is formed, we will again go to step 6. In step 6, we will find Zj minus Cj, and then again we can check and we can do this one. If suppose we have got Zj minus Cj as positive, then we can stop the process. So we have written that in step 6 or step 5.
6